Alright, so we're gonna get into the unusual pregnancy before and after my birth. You know, it happened with my mom. Alright, so this pregnancy started out like this. My mom was running track, and you know, she was doing hurdles. She had her periods, and she didn't have an increase in hunger. So basically, she goes to the bathroom. She feels like, oh, you know, her back starts hurting, so she goes to the bathroom, and then she thought, you know, maybe she got cramps or something. You know, just her lower back was hurting her. She goes to the bathroom. Next thing you know, she gets this sharp pain in her lower back, and she just ends up going to the hospital. My grandma's there. My grandpa's there. My uncle Jerry's there. Um, and what happens next is that the doctor comes up and he comes to see what was going on, and he's like, oh well, you know, well, I see hair or whatever. So my grandma thought he was being funny. So, you know, she smacked him, and the doctor was like, oh, no, no, you know, I wasn't meaning to be, you know, rude or anything. It's just, I see like a baby's head, you know, my head. You know, he saw baby's hair, a baby's head. And so my mom was like, well, that can't be right because, you know, used a condom and everything like that, and there's no way that I could be pregnant and all this other stuff. And so I just kind of popped out of nowhere, and so ended up having me. Now, here's the weird thing. So when I came out, okay, like I came out, my grandma kind of started, she kind of has like suspicions and stuff, and she was starting to wonder what the heck was going on because right when I was born, and they called my time of birth or whatever, these like FBI people showed up. Like these men in black dudes showed up, and they had these papers and telling my mom to sign it and saying how, oh, I was going to be a model and stuff like that. That's going to take me away as a baby, whatever. So my grandma was like, let me read that. And she's like, oh, you know, she's not really in the mood to be reading this type of stuff because she just got done having a baby. Which, for me, it wasn't a very big problem for her because she was really fit. And so when she pushed, I just came out. It was like, you know, she calls it, I came out like a missile. I just, boom, like that baby off of the Big Fish, off that movie. But anyway, my grandma was like, oh, so they're trying to take your son. And she's like, well, don't sign it. Don't sign it, you know. Don't sign that stuff. You know, she was telling my mom. Grandma was telling my mom, don't sign it. Or whatever. So they kind of looked kind of mad. I don't know what the heck was going on, I guess, but they was angry or something. So they had left. And next thing you know, the news comes on, and there's all these natural disasters happening. All this junk, like, happens just because, I don't know, like, the moment I'm born, Hurricane Andrew hits certain places. There's tornadoes certain places. There's volcanoes erupting all of a sudden. There was no news of a blizzard moving in where I was at all. It wasn't on the news. But then all of a sudden, boom, I come out, and now there's a blizzard. I mean, it's just weird. So my grandma, you know, she's got abilities herself, you know what I mean? Like, had, you know, she's not alive anymore. She had abilities herself and things like that. So I guess psychic abilities, whatnot. She could kind of tell things. She had a very strong intuition about things. So her and my grandpa both looked at me, and, you know, as newborn, and then my grandma, you know, she like pet my head or something. My mom was telling me all about this stuff going crazy, and my grandma pet my head, and then she said, "Oh, you know," and then she held me up to like the light or something, and then she was like, "Oh, well, there's something special about this boy," or something like that, and she's like, "Something special about this boy," and then she told me, my mom was telling me about how my grandma um passed me off to my grandpa. And not on the same side of the family either. Like, this is my grandpa on my dad's side, while the grandma is on my mom's side. Okay, um, My dad wasn't present during this time. So what happened is that after my grandpa held me, he was like, "Oh, maybe you're right or something." He's like, he's gonna be important. They think I'm important. Okay, so then what happened next is that my grandma starts flipping out because of the hurricane, the full moon, the blizzard moving in, the natural disasters, the volcanoes eruptions, the wildfires going ham, the just ridiculous. I mean, the earthquakes, all this stuff after I've been born is just breaking out on the news. So then what happens next is that she starts flipping out again. Like I said, she's superstitious about things. So she starts flipping out again because I was one boy, and then I had to have those little baby heater. I don't know what you call them things. Those little, not incubators, but they like house a newborn baby. Put them in the little capsules or something. And so I was in one of the little capsule things, and I was one boy, okay, the one boy baby in the middle, and then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baby girls on the outside, and I was the seventh baby in the middle. They had it in a circle, and I was dead center in the middle. So whatever that means, whatever my grandma flipped out about, I don't know. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Okay, so when I got home, when they finally was able to take me home and things like that, I was allergic to baby formula. I was allergic to diapers. I was allergic to meat. I was allergic to everything other than breast milk. That's the only thing. That's it. I could only have breast milk, and I grew up like that way. And then all I could eat was fruit, and all I could eat was vegetables. I couldn't eat no meat, none. Bread, none. It was fruits and vegetables, and that was it. It was usually some greens, leafy stuff, some lettuce, some watermelon, some oranges, just leafy greens and fruits. Couldn't even eat meat. It's crazy. So, she had to get me cloth diapers. Like I said, I was allergic. I broke out in rashes from normal diapers. And formula, well, that just always came up. That was a no-go. It wasn't happening. Give me 1 second. Alright, actually, that'll be it for this video. That's it. Alright, we'll catch you next time, y'all.